rare adventures of BIGGLES.
After the communist soldiers wiped out the Kyrgyz, Ma Chang turned his attention to the Europeans at the oasis, and in particular his prisoner Ginger. By threatening to have Ginge bayoneted to death, he tried to persuade the fugitives in the caves to surrender. But Dr. McDougal takes advantage of a moment when the soldiers are preoccupied and rescues Ginge. The two of them race for the rear entrance to the caves, hotly pressed by the furious Ma Chang and his soldiers. In an exchange of shots, both Ma Chang and McDougal are killed. But Ginge joins Ming and finds safety in the caves. But they're not safe for long. Ginge has scarcely had time to tell his story to Algy when Ritson rushes up with the news that the soldiers are already running towards the path leading to the shrine. At last, the caves are to be searched.
They're coming into the main entrance, are they?
Yes. At least they will be by now. I ran to find you all the moment I saw them head this way.
Oh, it had to happen. Everyone else hidden, Henrik?
They are all in the lower cave. The one below the floor level.
We'll go there too.
Half a jiff, Algy. Henrik, has anyone bothered to check the caves for any rubbish we might have left around? Cigarette boxes, matches and so forth?
No, that has been done. I gave instructions that no evidence of our presence here was to be left visible.
It doesn't make much difference now. The communists know we're here. All we can do is try to prevent them finding us.
All the same, the less evidence we leave about, the better. It'll puzzle them if they see no sign of occupation.
They'll see plenty if they find us here gassing. Come on, folks. Into the underground cave.
This is the cave. Through the hole in the tunnel floor.
Down you go, Henrik.
You know how to close the entrance?
Yes, that rock over there. Get a move on. Now you, Ming. Righto, Ginge. I'll close up behind us.
Don't get yourself caught in the act.
Okay, down there.
Yes. Everyone's here.
Right. I'm joining you.
Algy, what is it? We've been so worried down here. We've had no idea what's been happening.
Plenty, Anne. But most important to us now is that the soldiers are going to search the caves.
Shall we escape them?
I hope so. Now, quiet, everybody. Quiet, and listen to me. This is the most desperate situation we've been in yet. The communists have wiped out the Kyrgyz and killed Dr. McDougal.
Heaven rest his soul.
All of this is bad, but it needn't be worse. We're reasonably safe, providing we keep our heads. The soldiers are going to search the caves. They're probably doing it now. But there's no reason why they should discover this particular one. It's beneath the tunnel floor, and the entrance is blocked by a big stone.
But if they do find it, what will we do?
If that happens, I'll make a plan according to the circumstances. You'll know what to do, don't worry. But in the meantime, we're going to stay quietly here in the belief that we aren't going to be found.
We must have faith.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. If you all have faith and believe that we'll succeed, we probably will. If you don't, someone may lose his nerve and we'll all be lost. Am I clear?
Yes.
Then good luck, everyone. Don't talk. And if anything goes wrong, keep your heads. Wait for Ginger or me to tell you what to do. If by any chance we should be captured or killed, you'll take your instructions from Henrik. That's all.
Well, Algy asked for quiet. Please obey him.
Ginger and Henrik, stay here with me under the opening. We'll be able to hear what goes on.
Algy, may I stay? I'd like to be near Henrik.
Of course, Anne.
You are not frightened, my dear?
Well, I'm not feeling terribly brave. But I'll be all right if I can stay close to you.
You're all darn brave, if you ask me. I didn't expect to find a team of missionaries who'd face up as well as you people do.
Quiet, Ginger.
Anything happening?
I'm not sure. But don't talk.
It's the soldiers.
Yes, they're coming.
They're going on. Shh.
Wait.
They are definitely going, Algy.
Oh, does that mean we're safe?
Far from it. It simply means they've passed along the tunnel above without noticing the entrance to this cave.
But they'll find nothing in the other caves.
And then they'll go away.
Don't bank on it. It's more likely they'll make another search, and a more thorough one next time.
Yes, we'll have to reckon on that, of course. But there was one thing about those voices that made me feel distinctly hopeful.
What was that?
They were excited. Didn't you notice how they kept chattering to each other? Normally, soldiers making a search keep quiet. But those blokes were talking 19 to the dozen. That means they were scared.
And may not wish to continue the search.
I hope you're right, Ginge. But we'll assume they are coming back, and wait.
This is Biggles calling Bertie. Biggles calling Bertie. Are you receiving? Over.
Yes, Albine. Ears wagging madly. What's a good gin? Over.
I can see Nanhu coming up on the horizon. You'll spot it in a moment or two. I've worked out our plan of campaign. But first, is everything okay to the rear? Over.
Absolutely, old trout. Clear, cloudless sky, not a whiff of cloud, and not a bandit within barely miles. In other words, you're as safe as a blooming bank. Except they don't have such animals in the Gobi. Over.
I hope it stays that way. Now, this is the drill, Bertie. We'll circle the oasis to make sure the landing strip's ready. If it is, I'll take the Halifax down, but you stay aloft. The fighter will be useful to give me cover if any enemy kites do come over. I'll pick up Algy and his bods and take off at once. When I do, you take up a position between me and Kubalski's drone. Is that all clear? Over.
That sounds all right, old sausage. Except for the 48 items you didn't mention. Firstly, this kite isn't awfully flush in juice. Secondly, will you wait for a signal from Algy before landing? Thirdly, supposing we do have a stouse, will you carry on regardless? Fourthly, suppose we attend to that lot, what? Over.
We'll deal with your petrol situation first. How many flying hours have you? Over.
About 3 hours, we'd say, providing we don't have to take on a blinking armada. It's all yours again.
Well, that should be sufficient. Warn me immediately if there's a chance of running dry. With regard to a fight, if it comes, that's your department. I'm going to concentrate on picking up Algy, Ginge, and the missionaries in the Halifax. You look after any enemies you see. Any questions about that? Over.
No questions, Albine. Merely the bald statement that the Wissy will has been lodged with the Wissy solicitor. You might drop him a note if we slap you a fond farewell. Yours again.
Ha ha! You're an ass, Bertie. Now, about Algy. I don't quite know what to expect up here, so I'll be prepared for anything. Or nothing. Providing there's anywhere to land, I'm going down. But we know so little about the whole situation that we must be prepared to change our plans at a second's notice. We'll carry on as I've suggested, but we'll be ready to change very quickly. That's all, Bertie. Out.
Roger, Albine. We'll go, old trout. Out, old sausage.
Oh, Algy, surely we're safe now. It's ages since the soldiers passed.
We let hours go by before we decide it's safe.
Yes, I think Ginger was right. Those soldiers are frightened of this place.
Just because they chattered a bit, don't bank on that. Any undisciplined mob will chatter.
But you yourself gave them reason to fear the caves. Remember when Ma Chang first sent men up here several days ago?
Yes, just before the explosion. You terrified the soldiers then, Algy. You persuaded them the caves were haunted.
But they've since had solid evidence that humans are living here, not ghosts. I don't think they'll be so frightened of humans.
Hold it, Algy.
They're coming.
I think they are.
Quiet, everyone. Not a sound.
Yes, they're definitely coming back.
And they'll be a darn sight more thorough in their search this time. Don't even breathe, any of you. They're right above us and not moving on. I wonder why.
It's the rock.
They found the entrance. Keep back.
The rock's moving. Algy!
What the blazes?
Well, they had the stone open, then they dropped it back.
It sounded to me as if someone shouted to them from along the passage, and it made them all bolt.
Of course. I can guess what it was the man said.
The bloke who shouted? What?
I couldn't hear him clearly, but he called in Chinese something about an airplane.
An aeroplane! Holy smoke!
That must be Biggles!
Of course it is. Biggles was put down and those coves have dived out to investigate.
He's come at last. We'll be rescued.
I'm not so sure. If those swine get to him first, no one will be rescued. Not even Biggles.
Biggles has no idea that 40 enemy soldiers are waiting in the oasis below. Will he be trapped and overpowered? How can Algy make contact with his leader? Don't miss the thrilling climax of this story in the next chapter of The Air Adventures of Biggles.